Looking for treasure or something of old, hoping for silver or better yet gold. Detector, pinpointer, digger and pouch, all ready to go sitting next to the couch. Can't sleep for thinking about my next find. It must seem to others that I've lost my mind. Hundreds of pull tabs can slaw and metal, searching daylight to dark, not content to just settle. And the next special thing to come from the ground was just sitting there, waiting for me to be found.
Here's something that you may or may not do. I don't think I probably do it as often as I should, but one thing, these connectors, this is the AT Pro, the connectors for the coil and for the headphones, and also this battery compartment that goes in the nose that twist locks. They've all got O-rings in them. Now I generally use mine with the headphones, but if you look, just hoping that's got, you can see. Anyway, there's some dirt in here. So if you're ever taking this off and you've got this just sitting there, you need to clean that real good before you screw it in, you know, to close off that port. Another thing is you need to wash these, especially you saltwater guys. You need to wash them, mild soap and water. I don't use anything real heavy like Dawn or anything. I use the old plain pink liquid, and also including your coil, especially if you've been in salt water and you've got a coil cover on. Now this one's been on for a while and I was in salt water once, so let's see if I could actually pull that off. Hang on a minute. And pause. Okay, sorry about that. Here's the point I was trying to make. I pried the coil cover off, and if you can see that, there's still a bunch of sand just stuck to the bottom of this coil. It was at the beach one time, and of course it's been in, you know, the woods and around house sites. Here is what was under the coil cover. The point I'm trying to get at is if there's salt buildup under there, and then you go out detecting dry land or not, you know, or the beach in salt water, it may affect how this thing performs. So you don't want to go, you know, several trips and leave this thing like I would say. I haven't used it since I was at the beach. I'm actually going to put on my big coil this afternoon, and I'm taking this one off. But I can't stress enough about keeping this clean. And there's another thing that needs to be done that I'm not sure. To keep these things waterproof, here's what I use. This is actually for scuba tanks. It's probably food grade because they put it on the O-rings for the where your air connections are for your respirator, regulator, and mouthpiece, all that. It's very cheap. You can buy this on Amazon. This is what, 2 ounces? It will last you, well, I'm already old and gray, but if you're not, it'll last you till you're past old and gray. You want to use very little, but those connections here need to be lubed every now and then and cleaned. Something, you know, a dry, clean, lint-free cloth. That'll keep them waterproof. You ever get any salt water in there or regular water, you know what it does. Same thing with this O-ring here. This needs to be cleaned and lubricated for your battery compartment. Here's another thing. When you do put these up, just because they're waterproof doesn't mean they're condensation proof. When you're bringing this machine from a hot to a cold environment or a dry to a damp environment, nothing is condensation proof. So what you need to do, if possible, instead of just throwing this in the corner in your garage, after I wash it, I generally hang it upside down by the coil, so the water will run out. If you have a coil cover and wash it and stand it up and lean it up against the wall, you're not going to, that water's just going to sit in there. So that's what I'm trying to explain. A lot of people, or not a lot of people, but some people have said they're having problems with their gold and their, AT Gold, A2 Pro. But then again, there's probably more AT Pros sold than any single detector in the world, so nothing's, maintenance free, or nothing's going to be without a problem. There's going to be a problem every now and then, but these are pretty tough detectors. But if you could put this in your house where you've got a controlled environment, that would be better than sitting out in a humid garage where the temperature's changing. I really believe that condensation is probably a big factor in why some of these don't work, especially the water hunters that are going in. You're in even in the spring up north, you're in a 80-90 degree day, and you dip your detector in 45-50 degree water, 60 degree water, whatever it happens to be, depending on the time of year. And then you pull it back out. So hot and cold, condensation can do it. It doesn't hurt to pull that battery cover off and just let it sit. If I had a closet that I could dedicate to this, to put a dehumidifier in, something similar to what I have in my gun safe, I would do exactly that. But just my 2 cents worth, my opinion. Take it as you want, but I really believe it'll help keep the machines working smooth and maintenance and trouble free, as much as possible on your end as a user and a consumer. And that's it.